Hey everyone, before we get started, I know this might be a hard episode to watch, but like all the other hard episodes on my channel, I felt like these stories needed to be heard. I want to thank everyone who submitted a video. Even if you don't see it in this episode, I want you all to know that I was moved by your stories. You guys made me cry, you made me laugh, and most importantly, you gave me hope. Also, I wanted to announce that a few months ago, I partnered with PBS, and we had this really big project in mind, but with everything that's happening, it just didn't feel right. So instead, we put together this episode. As you all know, up until this point, I haven't done any partnerships, and that's not because I'm opposed to them, but because I always said that if I ever do, it would have to be with someone who fits into the community we've built here. PBS is working on a series of documentaries called American Portrait, and please trust me when I tell you that this project definitely fits into what we're all about and how we love to share and hear real stories. The American Portrait Project is basically a national storytelling project that explores what it means to be American today. And what's cool about it is that the documentary series will be compiled of videos, photos, and written work that you'll submit on their website, pbs.org/AmericanPortrait. I'll have it linked in my description. They have a lot of topics and questions you could contribute to, and with everything that's happening, a main topic they're focusing on is the coronavirus. So similar to the episode we're doing right now, at the top of their website will be the topic where you'll be finishing off the sentence, "I never expected ... Please check it out and submit a story when you get the chance. The more people that contribute, the better the documentary will turn out. I'm gonna submit one too, and you never know, maybe we'll all end up in the documentary together. With that said, let's get started on today's episode. Here are answers from all around the world of people finishing off the sentence, "I never expected."
This is gonna be so weird to film. But I never expected.
I never expected.
I never expected.
I never expected.
I never expected that I wouldn't be able to see my grandparents whenever I wanted.
I never expected to have my freedom taken away. Well.
I never expected that even amidst the quarantine, I would be drafted into the military, right? And I wouldn't be able to see my family for an unknown period of time.
I never expected that I would be part of a future history lesson.
I never expected that Friday, March 13th would be my last day of high school, and I still don't know if it was or not.
I never expected to be unsure if I would graduate. It's gonna be a rough video.
I never expected to miss going to school.
I never expected that I would have such a hard time not talking to people.
Like right behind me, my mom made 2020 vision boards for me and our family, and we weren't expecting this, so.
Never thought that humans would be caged and animals would be able to roam around freely in this world.
I never expected that my dad would get the coronavirus. My dad is currently, it's March 21st, he's currently in the ICU with pneumonia and the coronavirus. In intubation, which means he has that tube giving oxygen to his heart and lungs. I'm holding a lot of hope. I'm holding him in love and golden sunlight and just this belief that he will get through this.
I never expected to be working on the front line of a pandemic my second year as a registered nurse. It all started a few weeks ago when I was put in charge of testing patients for the coronavirus at work. And since then, that's pretty much all we've been talking about.
I never expected to be considered an essential service. I hadn't realized how much my job means in terms of like what's needed in society. It's weird to be in a business that's definitely profiting off of what's going on. We've had to stop people from buying like 16 of something because other people need it too, you know? It's a very weird time, to say the least. Yeah, I don't know.
I never expected to fit in. I'm legally blind. I have a degenerative eye disease called retinitis pigmentosa, and before all this coronavirus stuff, social distancing has kind of been my day-to-day reality. It's really difficult for me to gain access to traditional social spaces and work environments because of the amount of stigma that still exists around disability. But with all the coronavirus stuff happening, for once I feel like I'm doing the same thing as everyone else and I'm on the same page as everyone else. I'm kind of afraid that when this is all over, that I'm going to get left behind again. I'm afraid that we're going to go back to a world that traditionally has left a lot of other people behind too.
I never expected that I would be so terrified to accidentally kill someone and not even know it. Every single time I leave the house or see someone I know and give them a hug, like basic human contact, and they could be going home to someone that's at risk.
I never expected to feel so much gratitude for complete strangers. As a recent cancer survivor, it's super important that I don't interact with anyone that has any sicknesses or, of course, COVID-19. So the people that have been taking this seriously and staying home, that means the world to me.
I never expected that we will have to choose between the lives of two human beings. That's what's happening because our healthcare system, one of the best in the world, is literally collapsing. There are no more spaces in the hospital, and literally we have to choose between the life of a 80-year-old man and a younger man. So that's what's happening. It's hard to stay positive, but that's what we have to do. But mainly we have to stay home and stay safe.
I never expected that going outside after 3 weeks of staying at home for self-protection would be so exciting. I hope that these days will finally be over. We'll get through this. Greetings from Azerbaijan. Peace.
I never expected to fear for my mom's life. You know, she had a collapsed lung a few years ago. She has a problem with her heart in some capacity. I never expected to be quarantined in my home, waiting for good news to happen. On a positive note, I also never expected to fall in love with art again. I don't know if you can call this art, but who would have thought that I would just like draw prison mic in my free time, you know? And I hope that this video brings some sort of comfort or joy to people, because I know that, Thoraya, your videos make me cry every time. And yeah. I never expected any of this to happen. I don't think any of us did.
I never expected that a global pandemic would be the push I needed to call my crush. That went really well. It's hard to like take steps forward or make plans with another person when there's just like so much uncertainty about what the world is gonna look like or like when you're gonna see each other next.
I never expected to be engaged last Saturday and then within a few days have to be separated, and we're not sure when we'll be able to spend time together in person again.
I never expected to not have a baby shower. And I'm afraid that admitting that and making that the topic of this video is going to kind of expose me to some criticism, because I do think there are a lot more dramatic things that are happening right now. Some people are obviously very sick. A lot of people, including myself, are out of work. But I'm actually 6 months pregnant, and that's something I also never expected to be. It's taken me a really long time to get to the point where I could even conceive, which is a whole kind of personal story in itself, but I don't know. I think that once it finally happened, I gave myself permission to have these dreams about what it would look like when I got to have all my friends and family over and celebrate the fact that I get to have a child and bring a beautiful new life into the world. And so that's something that it's kind of like silly because I'm getting a little emotional about it, but I just never expected to not be able to celebrate it that way with everybody that I loved actually physically around me. So it's also a little bit scary. I never really expected to be having a baby in this kind of atmosphere and environment where I guess we just don't really know what's going to happen next. So, but all that said, I'm just so thankful for this wonderful blessing and this crazy experience that I get to have. And I just wanted to thank you for all the videos that you do. And here's my bump if strangers want to see it.
I want to thank everyone who submitted a video for this episode, and a special thanks to PBS for sponsoring it. Like I said in the intro, I chose to partner with PBS on this project, American Portrait, which is focused on telling the stories of everyday Americans. So please go on their website, it'll be linked in my description, and they also have a mobile app. There you'll find different topics and questions that you could participate in. With everything that's happening now, a topic that is at the very top of their website is exactly what you saw on the episode today. So if you have a story of how you've been personally affected by the coronavirus, please participate in that topic on their website, where you'll be finishing off the sentence, "I never expected ... Like I said in the intro, this documentary is going to turn out amazing if a lot of people contribute. So help me spread the word by also telling your friends and families to go on the website and make a submission as well. That's pretty much it. Thank you guys for everything. I hope you're staying safe. I love you all, and I'll see you next week.